Hi everyone, this is Mr. Neil Ryder, also known as the Wax Whisperer. Thank you for tuning in to my latest video today. We had a client who attended with fully occluding earwax just in the left ear. The patient is of Asian descent, and you can tell by the skin complexion, and also I've also found, anecdotally anyway, a lot of patients of Asian descent also have very dark earwax. So one of the reasons why you can have dark earwax is the wax can oxidize if it's been in the ear for a long time. No doubt that's one of the reasons why this patient has very dark earwax, but I've also just noticed patients of Asian descent also, it's just a natural shade, if you like, of wax. Also, another anecdotal finding, I don't know whether um, there's any empirical truth behind it, but a lot of Asian patients also have a lot of cilia, a lot of hair at the entrance. So you can see I'm just using a Zollner suction probe. We're just at the entrance of the ear canal. We know that because of the hairs, the cilia, they're normally at the beginning, at the entrance of the ear. It's just a bit of dead keratin there actually. When you've got an Asian patient, and also if they've got very dark earwax, the view sometimes, obviously everything's quite dark, and it's as a viewer anyway, you're probably thinking, well, it's not as vivid and bright as some of the other procedures, but that's just because of the complexion of the skin and the colour of the earwax. So we've got some of the lateral earwax out there. The entrance is also quite narrow, it's quite slit, which just maybe another reason why the patient is getting a build-up in this ear. I examined the patient's right ear and the ear canal entrance was a lot wider. It wasn't as twisty. The patient also has got a prominent second bend in the ear canal. So we're just entering the mid canal now. So we've got the lateral plug of wax out. We've just got this midsection. I'm just bringing this forwards. It's come out a nice big chunk. At this stage of the procedure, I actually thought that's it, that's all the wax, but I looked back in and I kept finding more and more wax lodged deep in the ear. So we're just trying to loosen this just by wriggling the wax. So we get a suction grip and we gently loosen it. You do have to be careful when you're extracting wax from deep in the ear canal, because the wax is a bit hard. When you apply pressure with the suction probe, you could inadvertently impact that further into the ear canal. It can almost be pushed and forced deeper against the eardrum, which can be a bit uncomfortable for the patient. And the reason why I'm wriggling here is the wax has got lodged in that second bend. So I mentioned a minute or so back that the patient has got quite a twisty ear canal. So we generally have two bends in the ear. We have the first bend, which is about a centimetre, probably less than that actually, about half a centimetre into the ear canal, up to a centimetre. And the second bend is a further centimetre. And this wax is just lodged in the bend, so I'm just trying to wriggle it forwards. I know a lot of people are going to be not happy with all the hairs because it's slightly impacting your view whilst watching, but it wasn't really affecting me during the procedure, hence why we've not plucked them. Some people often ask, if you trim hairs or pluck them, could that be a long-term treatment? Possibly, if that is the cause behind the earwax buildup. I don't think that is for this patient. These hairs will just grow back quite quickly anyway, so I think actually I've answered my own questions. I think if you regularly trim your hairs at the entrance of your ear canal, it's only going to grow back, and it's going to grow back a lot quicker than your ear secretes wax, so I don't think it's actually going to make much difference. So again, I've brought this right to the entrance now. I was actually joking with the patient at this stage. As I said, it's almost like I feel like I'm being a midwife trying to bring this baby through the entrance of the ear, and I can see its head. We had a bit of a laughing giggle together. So I think I'm going to use an ear hook because the entrance is a bit narrow and twisty. It's a bit difficult getting the instruments in and into the right position, but just dissecting this into smaller pieces. So we've got a bit of wax out there. And there's no real opening for me to insert this hook in, so I'm just gliding it anteriorly. So anteriorly means at the front, facing the nose basically. That's anterior, posterior is the back. I'm just gliding it in, rotating the ear hook whilst it's in the ear, so we can break up the wax into smaller pieces. Because I've made, I've kind of dissected that wax, I just went back in with the Zolmer suction probe to see now that I've dissected it, will it wriggle out of the ear canal. And so the wax is quite dry as well, which is another common occurrence with, let's say, patients from the Far East and also some Asian descent patients. The wax can be a bit drier. You can see it's a bit of a struggle, but we do manage in the end. Again, the main issue here is the entrance is quite narrow and slit, and then the ear canal is a bit wider and also twisty. So we're trying to bring this big piece of wax through a narrow opening, which is always a bit tricky. And I know some people are really going to be disgusted about all the hairs, but this is how it is for us. This is what we see. I can still clearly see what I'm doing, so it's not affecting me. But I know some viewers won't like it. But hey, what can I do? So I've just gone back in with the ear hook. Again, I've just glided it anteriorly and then rotated the hook all the way around the perimeter of the ear canal to the posterior part to the back, just sliced a bit of a section off there. So we can apply some pressure to the ear hook and the outer third of the ear canal, because the outer third is made up of cartilage. It's not sensitive. The inner 2/3, the ear canal is made up of bone, so if you do make contact with the bony part of the ear canal, it can be very uncomfortable for the patient. But laterally near the entrance, well, it's not too bad. Again, just got chiseled another piece out. It's just gone over the top there. Got another segment out. So I've managed to get a bit of a tailing end of the wax there, but as I was coming out the ear canal, it detached itself. You can see we've removed a lot of wax already, but there's still quite a big impaction there. You would have seen by the thumbnail the wax measured almost 11 centimetres, which is a huge amount. So the average ear canal length is around 3 centimetres, the diameter around 7 or 8 millimetres. So you can see, so 11 centimetres, I wouldn't be able to calculate the ear canal volume top of my head just by the diameter and the length of the ear canal, but 11 centimetres is really impacting that ear canal, so I think it's as impacted as you can get. So I've just gone back in with this suction probe because this wax is a bit deeper. You can see it's a bit deeper. Now we're bringing it forward, so as we're bringing it forwards, the hairs come back into view. With forceps, the wax was a bit dry, but it was a bit crumbly, so forceps would have just cut through it like scissors, a bit like the ear hook. The ear hook was slicing, dicing the wax, and forceps would have done the similar thing, hence why I've not used it. So you can get dry, solid wax, but you can also get dry, crumbly wax, almost like a short crust biscuit. It just crumbles, although it's dry, it's crumbly. Then you can get other types of wax, which is like a stone and it holds its shape. So forceps are sometimes better with that consistency of wax, but when it's crumbly, you're just going to grip onto it and yeah, just slice straight through it. Hi, sorry there, I just had my phone ring, so just back to the procedure, and again, we're just using the Zolmer suction probe, just reeling it out. You can see a white patch there on the left hand side, so that's just a bit of dead keratin. It's another piece, and I thought, yeah, and that's all the wax there. See the tympanic membrane slightly retracted. You can see the incus, the middle bone there. Procedure's all but done. It's just a bit of dry skin wax on the coat, so I was just hovering over to see if it comes off easily, and any bits that did, I just decided to remove, but the rest of it I left. I'm going to attach a fine end gauge in a moment just to see if I can get some off the posterior canal wall. So it's not always necessary to remove dead skin. We all have dead skin in our ear, and naturally shed. We also have a bit of wax coating the ear canal, and that's healthy. I think some of you would be surprised if you were able to look in your own ears just to see how much wax you've got on your own canal walls. Wax it has antimicrobial properties because of the acidity. It helps repel insects entering the ear. It lubricates the skin to prevent it from drying and cracking as it's a bit oily. And it's sticky, so any foreign particles, dust, pollen that enter the ear stick to the wax, and as the wax naturally migrates, it comes out with it. So it's just, again, I'm just hovering over anything that I can hover over and it comes off easy. I decided to remove, so we've got a bit of skin off there, but there is a bit left just really posteriorly. There we are. That didn't really come off, so I just decided to leave it. It's not occluding the ear in any way. Patient, as you can imagine, was over the moon, relieved. He could now hear again from his left side. And I've just got some images here. So that is in millimeters. So it's just shy of 11 centimeters. Done it in inches as well. So I think that's 4.24 if you round it off. And this is right up there. So this is one ear. My previous record, I think it's 650 milligrams, but this is just under half a gram in one ear. And these are some still images of the wax laid out on the tissue during the procedure. I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Feel free to, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, like the page, select the bell icon so you'll get notified as and when I upload new videos. And I'll try and upload some new videos during the weekend. Take care, guys. Have a nice evening. Bye.